Freestyle wrestler and Olympic medalist J'den Cox is a machine both on and off the mat. With help from fellow Olympian Lolo Jones, we're pushing him to the limit to find out more about just what makes an elite wrestler.
Hi, I'm Lolo Jones, and welcome to Anatomy of a Wrestler. Joining me in Las Vegas is U.S. freestyle star J'den Cox. Are you ready for this?
Definitely.
Let's do this.
Wrestling is one of the oldest sports in the Olympics. It requires everything from strength and agility to speed and coordination. 25-year-old J'den has shown that he possesses these qualities in abundance. He won bronze in the 86-kilo class at the Olympic Games Rio 2016, before going on to secure 2 world titles. We got to grips with J'den at a leading sports performance institute in Las Vegas.
First up, we're going to look at J'den's body composition with a DEXA scan.
So the DEXA scan is the gold standard for assessing body composition. It's X-ray based technology, and what it does is it allows us to understand how much fat mass, how much muscle mass, how much lean tissue, and obviously bone composition that the athlete possesses.
They're on your stomach, breathe in.
As a wrestler in a weight class sport, it's really important that we remove all that excess fat. His percent body fat was 12.2%.
Marathon runners carry less fat than wrestlers, while weightlifters often have more fat to help them maintain stability. J'den's body composition is exceptional for his sport, allowing him to move around the mat efficiently.
All right, J'den, you're a wrestler, so strength is really important to your event, right? So what we're going to do is measure your maximal force production. We're going to do it using this rig, which is called the isometric mid-thigh pull. Basically, in the floor here, what we've got is 2 really expensive weighing scales. You're going to grab this bar, we'll set you up in the right position, give you a countdown from 3, and on go, you're just going to drive upwards, pull in as hard and as fast as you can, and we'll be able to measure how strong you are.
My goal is to try and pull this thing out of the ground, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Wrestling is a sport that utilizes all the muscle groups in the body to generate power. The isometric mid-thigh pull measures how these muscles combine to produce explosive force.
Hey, Mom, how are you doing?
Here we go, J'den. In 3, 2, 1, go! Pull, pull, pull! Come on, keep working! Keep working! Pull, pull, pull! Let's go!
Let's go!
Good job.
It was really weird, the feeling of having a bar not really move, but having to put your full effort into it.
It's like, come on, get pumped. There's no weight on the bar, but get pumped. Let's go.
Good numbers right here. This is over 3,000 newtons of force, which is a really strong number. And again, for a wrestler, it's all about strength and power to body weight ratio. I want you to be as strong and as powerful as you can for the body size and the weight class that you're trying to work in. So in that exercise there, you just pulled 3.1 times your own body weight. All right, so that's we really look for that 3 number, particularly in physical sports like wrestling. So yeah, good numbers.
J'den's peak force of over 3,000 newtons puts him alongside athletes in other power sports such as rugby and rowing.
J'den, you're a pretty big guy, right? But you need to be quick on the mat. I know all about speed, so I'm curious to see how you're going to do on the speed test.
So J'den, this is our 20-meter sprint. Obviously, we're going to be testing how fast you can get through that 20 meters. We're also going to be collecting a 10-meter split to really look at your acceleration off the blocks.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't let me down.
I'll do my best.
Wrestlers make the most of their explosive movements on the mat by pushing out from their legs. They have to be quick of mind and feet to take their opponent by surprise.
Ready, set, go!
Let's go, you got this! Like quicksand.
Jaden was pretty consistent with his results today, certainly across that 10-meter split where we're looking and really emphasising acceleration, where you have to produce force into the ground. He's very standard, around 1.9 seconds for the 10-meter split. With the 20 meters, it was right around 3.2 seconds.
No, he's not a sprinter.
I would say it was an average score, but it gives us some kind of insight into how we can put force into the ground. And when you look at the sport of wrestling, they're agile, they're moving around, they have to create explosive movements. It just tends to be in very unorthodox positions.
Interestingly, Jaden's 10-meter split was comparable to the mark set by Usain Bolt during his 100-meter world record time. However, unlike Bolt, Jaden simply couldn't continue accelerating.
All right, Jaden, let's take a break from testing. Tell me, when you went to your first Olympic Games, what just blew you away that was completely different that you were not expecting?
I don't know. I remember going to the opening ceremonies, and I remember like, it seemed like there were language barriers, but like you didn't need to speak to understand what everybody was feeling or how everyone, I guess, was interacting. It wasn't about politics, it wasn't about race, it wasn't about religion, it wasn't about anything. Like nothing else mattered except for that moment in the pure state of competition of what it was. You know, the word that I use to describe the Olympics is just beautiful. It's just what the world is meant to be.
Are you ready for more testing?
Definitely, let's get after it.
Wrestling is all about power and being able to sustain that for 3-minute rounds. Let's see how Jaden copes with this test.
So what we're going to do, Jaden, is a 3-minute maximal glycolytic test, and we're looking for pretty much a maximal all-out effort for 3 minutes. See how much lactate your body produces and how you can then use that lactate to fuel your energy system. So pretty challenging test.
This test measures Jaden's anaerobic threshold, the point at which the oxygen his lungs inhale can't be pumped quickly enough around the body to fuel effort. Instead, he has to use lactate in the muscles for energy.
I also wanted to let you know that we didn't put the mask on any of the other athletes. We just were tired of you talking.
All right, off you go. Good job, Jaden. All right, minute go.
All right. In the home stretch, 30 seconds.
Good, last 30.
Let's go. Killing it.
Let's go, let's go.
Fired up.
That's 5.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Finish. Good job.
Way
All right.
to go.
All right, bring that heart rate down. Think about it. Good job, Jane.
So actually that was just the warm-up.
Come on, good.
Okay, so average is 3.85 watts per kilogram. Fantastic, like fantastic.
Nice.
UFC fighters, we would hope that things, over 3 is really good. If you look at cyclists, they're around 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And you're heading up to that 4 number. That's really, really good.
And what does this measure again? This is his recovery?
So yeah, look at the lactate in the blood. So we look at the gas and we also look at the blood, and that helps us understand how his body's recovering from a pretty challenging workout. Peak lactate, 14.4. That's massive.
What does that mean?
I mean, so
He can handle a lot of lactate.
Yes, so
he probably recovers quicker, but then can push himself longer.
Exactly. So the intensities that he's working at in the wrestling match are very high. So we've been able to replicate that. And the 14.4 number that we see shows that his body is really well conditioned to produce energy to maximize that intensity.
Wow.
The higher the intensity of training, the quicker lactate builds up in the blood. However, with a peak lactate of 14.4, Jaden can tolerate fatigue better than most elite soccer players and boxers.
This makes me feel a lot better about choosing track because I'm now going to go back and enjoy my 8 to 10 minutes of rest. You can have your 30 seconds. I'm good.
Go!
Let's go, we got this!
Jaden truly demonstrated his world-class capabilities in a number of those tests, particularly around his strength and his whole body power efforts, as well as his metabolism and how his body can fuel efforts.
I'm Jaden Cox. I'm signing out. Thanks for having me.